Hello, everyone, and my feet are bothering me. Okay, sorry. Hi, everybody. So, I see this really excellent collaboration going on online, and so I decided to jump in because, I decided to jump in because I've talked about this in spaces, in different video in spaces, but to talk about it all together in one video, I think will definitely help. And it's a subject I agree with everyone who's done it so far. I watched Too Cool for Middle School, Megan. I watched SmartieStyle, Tanya. I watched SenorSSpanishSpot, Brandon. And I watched Mr. N, Darren Nakakihara. And just the difference. Wow. Like the difference, like if I was making what you guys were making, oh my God, I would be a different person. Don't let anybody ever tell you that money doesn't money doesn't increase your chances to have a more fulfilling life. It does. So you make higher salaries because the cost of living where you are is higher. But anywho, so this is the cost of being a teacher. I am Ruth. Used to be Detroit Teacher Life. Then I had issues with that. And so I changed it to Diary of a Mad Black Teacher, which I think suits me very well. So this is a collab. I think Mrs. Bunny's classroom is doing it. And I think the Spanish maestro is doing it. I have seen, and I think Kafupali. Oh, Kafupali. I like EJ Kafupali. So I think Kafupali's doing it as well. So I just decided to jump in here. I was waiting for my phone to charge, and I was watching other people's videos. And so now I've watched your video, and I've got the list of questions here. And I think everyone has the caveat of you answer these questions based on what state you live in, what kind of district you're in, and what kind of school you work at. So everyone's answers to these questions will be similar in some points, and it will be vastly different. Okay, so let's start with the questions. There are, I think, 16. All right, so you're going to see me looking away because I'm looking at my phone, and Good Times is on. So I love watching. It's like I watch Good Times, and what the choices that they made back then, I agreed with back then when I was watching. But the choices that we make now, back then, like it was a couple episodes where these guys came and they wanted to take the woman away from all the all the poverty, and the women said no. I'm like, you live in the ghetto with no money and barely surviving, and the guy wants to take you to California to live better, and your answer was no. Okay, but back then, you thought, I'm just saying, back then you thought she was living for herself. Now you let somebody show up right now and say, girl, we're gonna take you to California, we're gonna live the life, I'm gonna take care of you. Shit, I'm packing my shit. Now I may come back in a year or two, but at least I tried that shit. Like, so I love watching Good Times, but it's just funny that 40 something years ago, the decisions that we all thought were stellar decisions, I wouldn't make these decisions now. I'm sorry. Anyway, so you're gonna see me looking at the screen and looking back and forth because I love watching Good Times and looking at the screen. So here we go. So this is a collaboration with a bunch of YouTube teachers, and it's called The Cost of Being a Teacher. Question number 1, what state do you live in? Well, I live in Detroit, Michigan. I have lived in Chicago, and I have lived in Washington, D.C. But I am from Detroit, Michigan, and I live in Detroit, Michigan. I used to live in a suburb of Clinton Township for a while, and I lived in Westland for 4 years. So, how many members are in your immediate household? Me, myself, and I. I had a puppy, but I had to give her up. But I still love her, and I still go over to her new house and give her lots of kisses. She's a puppy. Are you single or double income household? I guess if I'm the only one bringing in the income, it's a single income household. But trust me, I do. I'll get to that question later. If you're the only one bringing the money, I guess it's single income. But I do whatever I can to bring in money. Okay. Do you own or rent? Rent. But when I was in college, my mother owned my grandmother's house and her house, and so when I was going to college, technically I did own that house. That was my family's house, so I haven't always rented. But since I graduated from college and been on my own, yes, I've only rented. I've attempted to buy a home 3 times and could not do it. So, what is your highest level of education? This is question 5, right? I have a master's degree in education. I have a master's of arts in education, and my actual concentration was adult ed because I thought I wanted to teach older, students. I wanted to teach adults until I tried to get jobs in adult ed, and they said you are not a secondary certified teacher. You're an elementary certified teacher, so we really prefer somebody with secondary experience. So because I didn't have any experience with older, students, I couldn't get a job in what I got a master's degree in, but I do have a master's degree in education. So, does your education affect your pay? I don't work in a district. Okay, I work in a charter school district, and it's only 3 schools in the district, and it did affect how much they paid me coming in. I got a little more than the person coming in with a bachelor's degree, but there are no steps. There are cost of living increases, but we don't get steps. We get cost of living increases. Yep, that's it. So it affected coming in the door. If I were in like the Detroit district, it would affect it. And I'm thinking about that because I'll get to that later. I'm thinking about that, but I will get to that later. What else? Number 6. How much did it cost you to attain your degree? So I was okay. We were poor people, not having the money. So back when I was in college, early to late 90s, and like Megan, it took me 7 years, but for different reasons. Pell Grant used to cover, like my first couple of years of college, Pell Grant covered it. Like I really didn't have a lot of debt until I would say I went for 7 years, so starting about the 4th year. Excuse me, y'all. I'm tired. Please excuse me. Starting about the 4th year. Hold on a second. I gotta turn this just for a second. All these notifications keep popping up. I can't see the questions. Okay. So starting about the 4th year, the Pell Grant didn't always cover it, and then there was just 1 year that they just did not give me any financial aid and would not tell me why. So if I didn't take out loans, then there was no money. Like I couldn't even figure it out. Like why am I not getting any money? It was like it was just no reasoning behind it. And if there was, I can't remember it, but I know I had 1 year like I could not get any Pell Grant, any money. That's nothing. I don't know what it was. I have no idea. So, and mind you, this was a long time ago. This is the early 90s, so it has been 20 something years. I can't remember what the reason was, but they may have told me, and I just can't remember. So my bachelor's degree didn't cost that much money. It really didn't cost a lot, but I ended up defaulting in the interest and the loans and the interest and all that, and it just so I defaulted, and so I consolidated all my loans, and I was paying, it was fine. And then of course I went to get my master's degree, so that got put on hold, but the interest still accrues. So you have your bachelor's degree amount plus your master's degree amount. And okay, that's fine. So that ended up being a certain amount. I can't remember I can't remember exact amounts. I just know that my student loan debt is high right now. It's very high. And that is because of defaulting and not paying and being on forbearance and in school deferments. I recently, was it 2 summers ago? Tried to go back and get another degree, a master's degree in reading because I wanted to be a reading specialist, and then I started having all these health problems, and it just wasn't worth it. I was taking classes, and I was doing well in the class, and then I had one professor who was just, I had one professor who was a jerk, and he basically tried to fail me, and I almost failed it because he would deliberately give me wrong information, and just, it was bad. And so that really discouraged me, and I tried to report him, and I tried to complain about him, and nobody would take my call, and it was just too much. So, and then one day I literally was sitting there crying with a nosebleed because I just couldn't finish the assignment. It was too intense for me. So I just let it go. I took the courses. I was proud of myself for trying. I got like 16 credits or something, and okay. So then the next summer, I tried to take these courses for my school, just some extra stuff for school to get some credits, And my student died, and I got so depressed, I just couldn't finish. So it's just like, with student loan debt and all that stuff, it just was hard, it wasn't, it just accrues the interest, and you pay and you don't pay, and forbearance and in-school deferment and hardship. And I have ducked and dodged paying this thing for so long, and now I really have got to make a plan, because, it's just, I want to get on that 10-year plan where if you pay for 10 years, the rest of it will be forgiven. And I really want to get on that, But see, my thing is, I'll get on that for a while, and then I'll get back in school just to take, some side class. I want to take some ESL classes. I really do. I really do want to be certified in ESL. So anyway, the loans are a lot. So I guess that's question number 6. Should it cost? Are you still paying? Yes, I am. Number 7, how is your salary scale structured? So I work at a charter school, and I've been there 5 years, and we have had cost of living increases every year, and that's all we've had. We don't have steps. We have cost of living increases. That's it. If I were in a district, there would be steps, and there would be, increases based on education and steps. That's not how it is in my charter school district. I'm not saying this is like that in other Detroit charter school districts. So the difference in the math, like it says, how is your salary structured? So when I got my job at this school, I got about $3,000 more than somebody who was coming in with a bachelor's degree, but it doesn't mean it was that much. So, what else? Number 8, the schedule. No, like I said, no, we get cost of living increases. We do. We get paid for tutoring. We get paid for, if we sponsor after school programs, we get paid for that. We get paid for summer school. We make money in other ways, but there are no steps and schedules in this charter school district. There isn't. Okay, number 9. Do you supplement income in any way? Yes. I do Uber. I do Lyft. I tutor when I can. Like I said, I tutor after school. I do summer school. I was thinking about going online, doing a VIP kids or something like that, to the effect of, when I lived in DC, I dog walked, I babysat, yep. And personally, the first, I'm gonna say the first 10 years I taught, I always had a second job somewhere. So I've always had 2 jobs, some kind of way. So, yeah. I've had 2 jobs since I was in college. And I took a break from it for a while, but things changed and I had to go back to it. So I have always had more than 1 job. And the years that I didn't have it, I was kind of feeling like, you're lazy. So I'm definitely going back to, yeah. Definitely going to try to find something like a weekend job anywhere. I mean, even at the Dollar Tree or something, just 2 days or, something. Because it's nice to, I'm going to tell you what, though, you get used to, I'm going to be real with you. If you work somewhere else part-time, you get a check in the off week from your other job. So if I got paid, okay, we get paid this Friday, right? Coming up. But if I was working another part-time job, I'd have a small check. And you need that little change to kind of boost you to the next, week. So believe me, it helps. Anyway, I know I'm blah, 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 but please believe that 2 jobs has always been my gig and always been my thing, and I've always had to. And even when I took a break from it, I didn't like it and I went back to it. So today I did Uber and Lyft for a few hours. Made about 30 bucks because I didn't do a lot of rides today. I had some other stuff to do. But tomorrow, I'm getting back on the grind. I'm going to try to be out there all day like I used to be. When I first started Ubering and lifting, I was out there from 7 a.m. to about 3. I would take like an hour break for lunch, go to the bathroom, like rest myself, check on my dog, and then get back out there. So by the end of the day, I usually have made about $100. So not bad, not bad. So anyway, so yes, whatever else I can get into that's legal to make money, yes, I need to, and I always have had some other type of job. Okay, where we at? Number 9. That was number 10. How much money does your district give you for supplies? Yeah. All right, so I have worked private, public, and charter, and this is the only school I've worked in. I've been here 5 years that has never given me something, some kind of gift card. They haven't given us a thing. Other schools would give us $50 or $100 or tell us to turn in our receipts, and they would give us our money back. This school, allows us to send home a supply list to the parents, and the parents bring in, and then they give us a certain amount of supplies. Like, they give us the basics for our classroom, but money for supplies or reimburse us, nape, no. And I'm gonna be real, I love my school, but they're doing better, say, in the last 2 years than they did in the first 3. Because in the first 3 years, we didn't get much. Like, if you didn't bring it, you didn't have it. And we could send home, supply lists, so the parents would give us a lot of stuff, but I need y'all to trust and believe. They're doing more for us this year than they did last year. And the year before. So. No, that's why I laugh. Cat. No. 10, 11. Additional deductions. So I do have, a long time ago, I got this letter from my bank, and it was like, accidental death insurance. So that gets taken out of my bank account. I have had that since 2000. I think I've had it about 18 years. Yeah, it's 2018. I've had it about 18 years. So accidental death insurance, I have that. And then I have short-term disability insurance taken out of my check. And 401k, but my school doesn't match. So I only have them take out about 3%. My school doesn't match. Which means I don't have a lot in there, and I've had to borrow from it because I've had some financial difficulties. Like with my old car, I had to borrow from it, and then this year I had to borrow from it again because I had to move and I needed the extra money to move. So every time the money gets up to a reasonably decent amount, I have to end up borrowing from it. And I've worked in other charters and other public schools, and I've had to borrow that money or spend that money on something. I've had so many financial up and down crises. Like, I really been on a roller coaster ride in this education game. So, all the money that I've had that was saved for retirement or, for a rainy day or whatever, something always ended up happening to me, and I had to use it. So, the only thing I'm, hoping and praying is that Social Security will be there, because I do live in a state that allows teachers to collect Social Security. So they take Social Security from us, especially in a charter school and even in public school. So because we pay Social Security tax, you're going to get my damn money. So let's just hope and pray. I'm 47, so I still got like 20 years left. Let's hope and pray that Social Security is still there, plus whatever I've ended up saving in my 401k or whatever account I have. So yes, and what has me mostly on struggle, I'll tell y'all for real, what has me on struggle the most is the fact that in the last 5 years, I've had to pay my insurance. And I'm here to tell you that for the first 15 years of my career, I never did. So that was like an extra $200 in my check. So per check. So I really am missing that extra like $300 to $400 that I didn't have to pay out for a long time in my career. And in the last 5 years, making a certain salary and having to pay your insurance is like, wow, it's not been good. So, and we're all feeling that. We're definitely feeling that. So your health insurance, 401k, short-term disability, and then I have an accidental death insurance policy. And what else? Do I have a life insurance policy? I think, yeah, our school gives us a very basic $20,000 life insurance policy. So as long as I work for that school, I have like a $20,000 basic life insurance policy, but we don't pay for that. All right, so that's all for that. What number? It's number 12. No. I just read number 12. Do you feel your current salary is enough for you to make ends meet and live comfortably? My bills are paid, and I don't have nothing left. That is why I Uber and Lyft. I Uber and Lyft to have pocket change. I Uber and Lyft to get my hair done. I Uber and Lyft to put gas in the car. Like, I do extra things to be able to have the extra side things that you have in life. Like, my salary covers exactly what I need. And right now, in this moment, I got about $250 in the bank. So it's like, I'm about to go on Uber and Lyft tomorrow so I can have some money in my pocket so I can go grocery shopping. Or I can go buy the small things that I need, believe me. Which is why I don't understand why I stick with this. But honestly, it's starting to be for the vacations. That's it. You ain't got to like what I just said, because it ain't your life. So no. And I'm considering going back. I've never been. I'm considering finally going into a district because Detroit has frozen the steps and stopped giving steps. So when I applied to Detroit and she showed me the exact same salary that I was making, what would be the difference? I mean, the exact same salary schedule, the exact insurance. I mean, it would have been the exact same thing. So it's like, I'm going to leave someplace I love being for the same money. Nobody does that. Like, oh, you'd be in a union and oh, you'd have retirement. Okay, but I will be making the same amount of money. I mean, you go into a district to make money, and that's the thing that happened here in Michigan, which sucks. There's so many charter schools that the districts started lowering their scales to the charter school money. So you think you go into a district and you're going to make more, and you make exactly the same. So Detroit has now unfrozen their steps, and now, however many years you can prove, they will give you those steps. So, I worked in other states. I'm not going to go find that state, but whatever I worked in Michigan, I know it's at least 10 years. So guess what? I'm definitely going to, I worked like 3 years in one state and 4 years in another. So I don't know that those steps will count because I'm not going to find them. But I've worked well over more than 10 years here, so I can find those, except for one school closed. So 2 years there. So I can prove 9 years. I can prove 9 years here. So the other schools closed, and I'm not searching for them. I did it, but I'm not searching for them. So however many steps you can prove, Detroit will finally give you, and that will have me, at a nice piece of change on the scale. But Detroit is a very hard. Detroit is a struggling district, and I just no. I don't know. The financial gain will be great, but the headache will not. So I'm still considering it. Let's see, the 12, 13 financial goals working towards. No, I've given up on all of them. I'm not going to buy a house ever. I just need to start really focusing on saving more for retirement, and that is my only financial goal now. I have not, all the other goals I thought I had on buying a house and going on these tropical vacations and doing all these other things in my life, I'm simply trying to clean up my credit and save for retirement. Those are just the two things that I want. Everything else, I have closed the book on it because I've tried, and every single time I've tried on my own, my life blew up and I could not do it, so I'm done. I'm done with even that. And it may sound very dismal, but I'm just tired. Like, I have tried a lot and it just doesn't work out. So clean up my credit once and for all, because I've cleaned it up twice and then shit happened and it fell apart again. So clean up my credit once and for all, and just really start being more aggressive about saving for retirement, and that is it. God bless anything else that happens. What else? Number 14. Biggest piece of financial advice you would offer someone considering teaching. Don't. You asked. Here's the thing. If you are like me, single and by yourself and have really no support, I wouldn't suggest you do this unless you're ready to really. I wouldn't suggest you do this unless you lived with a family member or with some friends, like, I would not suggest you teach without support in your life. I didn't realize that back then, but I realize it now. I don't have a lot of support, so it just goes up and down for me. So honestly, I would never tell somebody not to do what they want. If teaching is your passion and this is your calling and you believe that this is what you're called to do, then I want you to go do it and teach your heart out. But be smart. LaTanya said this and I agree. Stop buying for your classroom. Stop it. I mean, people look at me, oh, you don't decorate at all no more. Sure don't. Whatever they tell me to have up in my room, they give us a list of like 6 things that they need to see. You need a word wall. You need a data wall. You need, a wall for art and science. Like, you need a wall to demonstrate their work. Whatever you tell me to put up is what I decorate my room with. And I don't do one other thing. And it's still colorful, and the kids still like it, and they can put up their work. I let them decorate. What you want to draw a picture? Okay, put it on their wall over there. End of the year, snatch it all down. I'm done. I'm done taking my room apart. I don't have all this stuff to take home. I don't have all these things to pack because you know what? I only put up what I'm required to put up. I stopped spending all my money a long time ago. I mean, you can't imagine how foolish I felt one time when I was sitting there pretty much homeless, packing up my stuff to go back and live with my mother in my 40s, but I had boxes of teacher stuff. I felt like an idiot. I'm sitting out here buying things for other people's kids in classrooms, and nobody is out here supporting me. So I'm here to tell you, do not teach. Absolutely do not teach if you don't have any support. If you are out here by yourself teaching alone on your own, I would suggest you do something else. And support means married. Support means living with friends. Support means more than one job. Support means that you're financially savvy. Be smart. I swear to God, listen to all of us and be smart about it. Be good with your money. Be smart. Put the credit cards away. Don't go shopping. Think about your future. You get old before you know it. I was 27 when I started. I'm 47. So, again, it flew by like that. So, trust me. Be smart about it. Don't spend money on people who are passing through your life. Those kids are going to be with you for 1 year. You're going to sit up and bankrupt yourself for people you're going to know for 10 months? No. Don't do that. I would not. If you're in a high-paying district and you have a whole bunch of support, live your dreams. Otherwise, don't do it. Do not do this without support. I wish I had known back then. There's 2 questions. How many months of the year do you get a paycheck? So we get prorated 12 months. Like, you're a 10-month employee, which means I only work for 10 months, but I get paid prorated over 12 months. So that means you get a lower salary during the year to get money in the summer. It's like 22 pays or 26 pays. Most of us choose the 26. And number 16, what is your biggest monthly expenses? Rent, car note, car insurance, cable, phone. I'm not paying my student loans yet. I'm still in forbearance on that. Like groceries, hair. But the absolute needs, rent, car insurance, car note, phone, cable. What else? I think that's all. Everything else is a luxury. Like, I have a Netflix account and I have a Hulu account, and like a gym membership, which I need to get my ass back in there. But so no, that's it. So this is a long video. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Everyone's story is not the same. It's just not, and I really appreciate people talking about this because, with the Uber, I'm telling you real talk. I started doing Uber and Lyft last year. It'll be 1 year in August. And with the Uber and Lyft, with my regular salary, plus doing tutoring and summer school, I finally made it over $50,000. I finally made it over $50,000 after being a school teacher for 20 years. But this is in Michigan. I don't know, different states, different money, different amount, different games. My certification, you take your gen ed classes, then you take your teaching courses, you take your content level courses, you take all your tests, your certification tests, and then your last year of your college career is your student teaching year, and then you graduate and you look for jobs, so thanks for listening. This is getting way too long. I'm probably going to lose light and tape in a minute because my battery was only at 50%. So I hope this helps. I hope it doesn't help. I don't know. My story is specific to me. Okay, so I'm telling you my story based on my life. All right, so please don't feel like, oh my God, what's going on in Michigan? My story, my life. Thank you. Peace out.